The last battle. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hoggart the Weasel and his band of raiders. But it was them who found you first. An ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream, a great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of your men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A hurried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand. Met in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes with the captain, a last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword with all the will you can muster and slowly rise again. To the end. Look at this scene. One man cut down. This is the captain. We already know what happens to him. Dang! We got Goswin here with the crossbow. He's our archer. Look at that. He's putting in the work already. Who's this? These guys running. Hoggart the gosh dang weasel. Being a gosh dang weasel. So this game is called Battle Brothers. I'm the Haunted Scythe. This game is called Battle Brothers. It's a pretty cool, fun little game. It's a turn-based, as you can see. And then up here, if you see this little thing, like it's like a log, and you have a chance to succeed on every attack, right? And it's like a dice roll. So it's like I have a if I use this attack, I have a 59% chance. As you can see up here, I rolled a 59, so I barely got that attack off, but I got it. So yeah, that's how this game works. It's called Battle Brothers. It's really cool. So let's see who we got here. We got Goswin, Radolf the Impaler, and we got Liebwin. Goswin getting 2 kills. Got some flails. The aftermath. You're alive. You won. The adrenaline fades, and in its wake you can't help but sink back to the ground, gritting your teeth. You snap the arrow shaft. Your chest heaves, pain for breath. Everything blurs. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men, and Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind you. It's Radolf the Impaler, who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Bernard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a dang good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Goswin joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Liebwin. Save the ceremony and anointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Kravland to collect our pay. The Weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave Goswin in charge, right? So be it. Alright, so back to Kravland we go. So yeah, it's like a turn. This game's like a turn-based game. You're like a mercenary. There's a okay. Return to Kravland. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers as you arrive in Kravland. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Whittakin of Kravland, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious manner, in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while the servant fetches a healer. Few words are exchanged except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with a shaky hand tends to your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Whittakin of Kravland sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hoggart. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blades in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod, and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire. flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Wittikin of Craveland hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, Sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame that Hoggart still lives. We expect to get paid for this. Wittikin gasps. Well, naturally. 400 crowns is agreed upon. He gestures towards a servant who rushes to your side, with the pay in hand. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hoggart, once and for all. And I would pay you again, of course. Another 400 crowns, shall we say. Radolf the Impaler scoffs and turns to drink more wine, but Liebwin stands to speak. Yes, the company is in ruin. We must rebuild it. Without the Battle Brothers, Radolf the Impaler would drink the crowns away and end up begging on the street. And Goswin, by the gods, we know he'd go chasing the woman folk until one stove his rotted head in. We need the Battle Brothers. It's all we have. What do you say, Captain? Radolf the Impaler burps and raises his cup to you. Goswin playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Kill Hoggart or not, it's up to you, Captain. Yes, we have unfinished business with Hoggart. Wittikin of Craveland claps his hand in satisfaction. Excellent! My little birds will need some time to find where Hoggart is hiding now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Wittikin of Craveland's house, and stand on the outskirts of Craveland, Liebwin seeks a word with you. We need more men, Captain. I know I gave a big speech back there, but bravado won't do anything. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Figure we can find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, and dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I bet this Badunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Vikholm in the west. Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience. Stopping to rest there. That's what we shall do. Alright, so this is the town of Craveland. We can check out what kind of guys we got here. We got a miner, it looks like, yep. 2 farmers and a militia. Yeah, militiaman. This guy has some pretty decent armor, it looks like. His name's Helfrich, and he comes with a level. That's pretty cool. So I'll explain all this because this is kind of a tutorial run through, so I should explain what all this is. So this guy, it has his name, obviously, and his occupation, miner, or his background, I guess. Sometimes they'll have like a title, like how our guy is called the Impaler. That just means normally they're better. This thing right here is if they come with a level up, so this guy will come with a level up. Right here is what his daily wage, it's kind of self-explanatory, but it's what you have to pay them every single day that they're in your party, and then this is what it takes to buy them right now, to like pay them up front. It explains everything down here. Down here you can try out, right, and then you can see if they have any character traits. So if they have like a really bad character trait, like if they're disloyal or something, and you know if you're in a tough situation they'll just leave, you might not want to buy those, or buy those kind of people. Especially do that if they're like a pretty expensive character, you know what I mean? It's only a couple hundred. It's to scale with who the people are, of course, or how much they cost originally to recruit. This is your inventory. You have 99 storage spaces, which you can upgrade later. And then these are all your characters, so I'll kind of run you through what the trait things were. So like this guy, the Impaler, he's huge. So he's particularly huge and burly. This character strikes hurt plenty, but he's also a bigger target than most. So he has more melee damage, but he also has less defense and range defense. And he's also brave, so he has more resolve. This guy is a team player. 50% lower chance to inflict friendly fire. That's pretty good. And then they have stars, right, on some of their traits. It just means that they're better suited for those. So this is like a back rank and then a front rank. So however you place your characters here, this is how they'll appear on the actual battlefield. So it's a pretty cool little system. But we're gonna go and head on to head up to the big town, over to Vikholm. We're in Craveland right now. So we are the Battle Brothers, is what our mercenary gang is called. Mercenary band, I guess. So we need to recruit at least 3 more men, visit this place, and buy weapons along the way. As Vikholm's skyline appears on the horizon, Goswin seeks a word with you. Never been to Vikholm before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods, as all these prissy, pompous pricks love to have their goods delivered. With so many merchants, you can find almost everything you need, too. Keep an eye out for bargains, and don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. Radolf the Impaler sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down on his luck more than a good pint. Goswin shakes his head. You say that every time we stop into town. You say that even when you're already drunk. I'll keep that in mind. So going to taverns boosts your men's morale. Which is pretty nice sometimes, especially if you're having some rough days. So let's see who they have here. They have a grave digger. Some of these character classes come with certain traits as well. Not too many. Like this guy probably has better. I've never hired a brawler. Should we hire? You gotta pay this guy a lot per day. So maybe we should hire him. Like this guy, he comes with nothing, as you can see. Like he doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't have armor. He doesn't have a helmet. He's really cheap, but you're gonna be paying him a lot daily just to have him in your party. He's probably really not gonna be all that useful. But maybe these brawlers are OP. They're gonna be useful. Wallerum the Pharaoh. Like this class right here, Wild Man, comes with a class trait, and they earn less XP. And they come with a level up most of the time. I think maybe all of the time. But they earn 15% less XP. So just stuff like that, keep in mind. This guy starts with 3 levels and he costs a lot, but he's a retired soldier. We'll hire this farmer. Looks good. We'll hire the vagabond. Let's hire the bear. I like the nickname the bear. So this guy's best suited to be an archer, it looks like, with his thing. Oh, he has better melee skill though. So these pole arms are really strong. They're really good. They're really sweet to have. The bear is disloyal, but he's huge. So we'll give him a flail. And we'll need to buy some stuff. This guy is not really. Resolve is really important as well. Ooh, this guy is a higher experience game. It's actually really, really good. There is a perk here as well. It's called the Student. You gain an additional 20% experience from battle. That's a really, really strong first perk. This one's also pretty good in my opinion. Colossus just gives you 25% more HP, especially for your frontline characters. It's pretty sweet. One thing with this game is every character has fatigue levels, like right here. So the more you equipped, like you can see on this, it has -7 max fatigue. So the more, like the better armor you equipped and stuff like that, like helmets and shields, their fatigue will go down. Everything uses fatigue, attacking, moving. So if you run out of fatigue, it's not great. So some of these things that are some good armor, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's good, but it's also not the best at the same time because it uses so much fatigue. These little things up here, these are our rations. These are tools and supplies, so stuff like this, how it's 62%. If I put it on a character, it'll auto-repair, or I can repair it in my inventory by clicking Alt and right-click, I believe. Maybe Control right-click, but it'll start repairing it, and that'll use these supplies, which are these right here. And then these refill like ammo pouches on ranged people, which is pretty cool. And then medical supplies are for when your people get injured, like no one's injured anymore. But this guy, I think, or maybe this guy was injured earlier. All right, let's buy some stuff and get out of here. We have some equipment for our guys. Looking pretty good. We'll get some shields. We probably should get. We'll get this weapon. I don't want to buy that axe. The axe is a lot better. But I'm not too worried right now about the quality of weapon. The polearm, the reason it's good is because when you get a lot of these guys up front, right, they can swarm around a character, and these guys with the polearms can be behind and then still hit. And they do quite a bit of damage, which is pretty nice. One thing to know about your inventory is when you're in this inventory screen, and then there's another inventory screen, like here, it looks different. So when you arrange stuff in here like this, how it's nice and tidy, it looks a bit different in the thing. I don't know a way to fix that, but if you guys know anything, let me know, because that'd be pretty sweet. And just let other people know in the comments, you know what I'm saying. Alright, let's return, and let's go find Hoggart and finish this business. Let's get this done. This is the world map, by the way. There's 3 main noble factions, which is what these flags are. Unfinished business. Wittikin of Craveland is pacing back and forth when you find him. The healer who damn near killed you with his fire poke is standing nearby. He's picking chunks of dried blood out of his fingernails. Wittikin of Craveland claps his hands. Finally, you're here. I have good news. We got hold of one of Hoggart's former men. My good friend here had a nice talk with the man. Now I know where Hoggart's licking his wounds. The healer clears his throat, splaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. He speaks as though he's identifying a disease he's about to excise. The brigand known as Hoggart is hiding in a small hut in the tundra to the south of here. Based upon my most civil discussion with one of his men, Hoggart knows the Battle Brothers is on his heels, and will have gathered more men since you last met him. Nodding, Wittikin of Craveland waves you off. Good luck, Sellsword. We'll return with his head. Alright, we're about to do it. We might want to pick up another farmer. We could pick up this guy, but I think at this early stage in the game, we're not really too concerned about. We're gonna hire this guy because he's really cheap daily wages. So even though he costs more in the beginning, he's gonna be well worth it in the long run. You're gonna want to give your armor as well to these frontline guys. We need another bow and arrow, but we can worry about that later. This first battle is nothing crazy, so we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Alright. Let's go find Hoggart. It's just south of us. You can zoom in on the world map and actually see your character. When you're zoomed out, you won't see people around you. But when you're zoomed in, you can see like other mercenary parties or brigands, stuff like that. Your scout reports that he's seen the following: a few brigand thugs and a brigand poacher. It's a rainy day. A good day for the weasel to die. A bit unfortunate that I moved this guy so far up. I did not think they would jump to block my path. But I'm just gonna send this guy around. This guy should die next turn. This does look a little bit risky for me. This is like cover. So when it said reduced chance of friendly fire for that one character, this is what it meant. So when you get like more than a space away, right? So like if this enemy was right here, I could attack like over this guy's shoulder, but since he's like 2 spaces away, or 3 spaces away, I guess, 1, 2, 3, and then my teammate is 2 spaces away, I have a chance of hitting my teammate, which is not too fun. Moving takes action points as well. Everything takes action points. As you can see, I rolled a 43. I rolled a 64. I needed a 43 less to win that. And all these moves are different. Just read them real quick. They do different things. I missed. We're getting pretty unlucky on the rules, but hopefully they will as well. This is a tutorial, and we're on all the easiest difficulties. So this is by no means like crazy difficult. It should be pretty easy. This game is very unforgiving, which is one thing that's cool about it. Like, especially early on, like, one of these guys can get hit in the head and will die, probably, in 1 or 2 hits. Like, we do not have very good armor and stuff yet. Yeah, like, he just got hit once and he's already almost dead. So, don't be too discouraged early on when stuff happens like that. It's very normal. And that's what makes this game fun, in my opinion. It's like, it's not just like the easiest game ever. Like, there will be sucky times, which sucks then, but it makes it more fun when things go right, you know what I'm saying? That's what's good about these kind of games. Awesome, one guy left. Hopefully we can stun him. There we go. Awesome, look at that. No one died. This guy came really close. He's a crushed windpipe for a couple days. My 50% max fatigue is really bad, so we might want to put him in the reserve. And Goswin got an upgrade. Sweet. After the battle, Hogarth lies dead in a pool of his own blood, skewered into a grotesque and panicked pose. He didn't weasel his way out of this one. You put a boot onto his corpse and look to your men. For the company, for all the men who've fallen. Goswin spits on the dead man's face. Let's take his head and get back to Craveland. Time to get paid. Along the way, Goswin joins your side. Got a moment, Captain? You nod for him to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some men got a good nicking too. We can patch up both man and equipment while marching, but it's a lot faster to set down and do it. Of course, if we make a camp, we should be wary of ambushes. A campfire in these parts can be seen from every which way. I'll keep that in mind. So what he was just talking about is this camp thing. So you'll set up a camp and time will go double speed and you'll get a patch stuff up more quickly. The return to Craveland. The company returns to Craveland as victors. Their heads held much higher this time. The Battle Brothers are not the size that they once were, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, as Hogarth learned in his final moments. You carry his head in a sack that you empty in front of Whittakin of Craveland's feet. He jumps back, but the healer quickly picks up the head, stares at it, and nods. Whittakin of Craveland approaches the brigand's bloodied face and eyes it carefully. Yes, yes. That's his ugly mug, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. Coin in hand, you raise your voice to the men. As long as there is blood coursing through our veins, as long as we can hold sword and shield, there shall stand our company. All through the realm, people will know the Battle Brothers. The men cheer. Liebwin puts his hand on your shoulder. You did well, Captain. No matter where you lead us, the men will follow you as brothers in battle. As brothers. So this is Battle Brothers. That is the tutorial mode. That will get you that beginning. In a little bit, after a little bit of playing, doing some missions, you'll get an ambition, and you'll get to choose what to do. And that kind of progresses throughout the game. My preferred one to do is to get your group to 12 people. I think that's a pretty safe beginning ambition, because it's something you're going to want to do anyway. But this is a cool little game. If you guys want to see me continue playing, like on this save or on another one, it doesn't matter to me. I will do so. I love this game, and I think it's really fun to play. The other starting mode starts you off basically in the same way, except you don't get that like Hogarth the Weasel story. You just start off with a band of 3 people, and I think you just saved up enough money to start your own band, a mercenary gang, and then you start off with 3 companions, just like you do in this. It's pretty cool, this game, and if you guys want to see it, just let me know. For now, this has been TheHauntedScythe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.